Hello, welcome back to yet again another episode of Connor Reacts. If you're new here, thank you so much for coming and checking out the channel. If you're someone who's been here for a very long time, thank you so much for coming back. Today we're doing a little bit of a different video. I've done a video like this before in the past, but I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me for like a more in-depth video kind of showing how to do this. So today we are actually going to be going over and showing how to dispute copyright claims. I've had people ask me, do they work for covers, like music covers or movies, that kind of thing. And so I figured I would go in depth and kind of talk about each category that you can dispute under. I've also had someone ask if on one video, do you have to do a dispute for each thing that has a copyright claim, or if do you do it for one thing in the video and then it will be it would take all the other disputes off. So we're going to touch base on that a little bit too. Anyways, without any further ado, we are going to jump straight into today's video. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. And anyways, let's just jump right into it and let's cue that intro. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously go over into your actual YouTube channel. So, you know, right here, that's where you can see that I have my channel currently up. What you want to do after that is you just want to go over into your manage videos section. That's the button you want to go to. So you're going to click that. And I'm just going to close out the other browser because I don't need that one. I just need this. This is the browser you want. And like, as you can see, I have all of these videos. They're all public, but there's different things beside them, right? So as you can see, this Taylor Swift one right here, this one has no copyright claims on it. That's because I've disputed it and the company allowed me to get rid of the copyright claim. But all these other ones here, they all have copyright claims. Some of them I've disputed, some of them I haven't. I'm not gonna go through each thing, but as you can see, like, I've got a couple here that have no copyright claims on them, and that's after disputing. Sometimes the company that you're trying to dispute to will realize, you know, whether it be a cover that you're releasing or it be a review like what I do on my channel. There's different categories for each thing, and the companies are the ones responsible for determining whether or not they want to release those copyrights. For my channel, a lot of my stuff doesn't get released just because it is music and I'm reacting to it, so this is just their way to hold on to their money, essentially. But there are a few where I have no copyright claims. There's a couple actually here where it might say, you know, plus one more. That's typically just my age restriction. There's been one or two videos where I've actually age restricted them because of the category that I'm into. Anyways, we're just going to now jump into it. So what you want to do is underneath copyright claim, you're going to kind of just hover over it, and you can see it gives you a little description of what a copyright claim is for. So it's your video is ineligible for monetization due to copyright claim. What monetization means is that's how you're going to make your money. So whenever you post a YouTube video, once you reach the monetization criteria, which I think is over 4,000 hours watched and over 1,000 subscribers. Once you reach that, you'll be able to monetize your videos, which will allow you to start making money. If you have copyright claims on your videos for any reason, you're not going to be able to monetize your videos because all of your money is going to go to the copyright holders. So that's basically all that is saying. So what you want to do now is, with this hovered over, you're going to just click the blue C button. Okay, so you click on that and it'll load up this screen here. So this gives you just a brief explanation, you know, channel impact. If it's got the green check mark, then it means it's not affected and there's no copyright claims, that kind of thing. When it has this green eye, it means that it's public. So my video right now has copyright claims, but it's not being restricted at all. There's, you know, everybody in the world can see it. If let's say the monetization, they decide, you know what, we're gonna block this video because we don't want this out, then it would simply have a red eye. Say, you know, this is no longer allowed to be on YouTube. You can dispute that too. I don't actually have any more red ones, so I can't go through that in a video. However, if I get that in the future, I definitely will post another video. And if you have anything like this just means that there's no possible way that you can make money off this. So now we're gonna go down just a little bit, and as you can see, I have all these different claims, right? Each thing just says that it can't be monetized and that the ad revenue will be paid to the copyright holder. And that's for every song that I included in my video, and that's why there's 5 here, right? If you hit this little arrow right here, it will expand it, and this is telling you the amount of time in your video that this has been monetized for. So there's different actions that you can select. So if you hit the select action button, you can either trim out the segment, replace the song, or mute the song. What I want to do, just because I don't want to have to cut parts out and mute anything, is I'm going to now go down and click the little dispute button right here. Once you select that, it's going to give you some options. Remember that the following are not valid reasons, so make sure to read this. If you hover over them, it'll tell you just a little bit more information, and then if you want to go in more depth, you can click this learn now or learn more button. I already know this, so for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that because it's a lot of logistical stuff. It's pages on pages of pages, so I highly recommend that if you guys are really having a hard time understanding what these 3 things mean here, I would click to learn more and I would read more about it. I've already done that. I know what the stipulations and stuff like that are. This is just basically saying that if you own, a DVD, an MP3 file of this song or anything, those are not valid. That's not a valid reason for the copyright to be removed, because anybody in the world can own this song, but it doesn't mean that it's your property. It means that you bought it to listen to, but in the end, the companies responsible for releasing this track are the main real owners of this song. Second one, it's just I'm not making any money from my video. That's not a good reason either. So whenever you're doing a claim, make sure that you're not using these reasons that are here to try to monetize your videos. Like, make sure you're not using these 3 reasonings behind why you want to remove the copyright. This third one's really important, okay? To anybody who is releasing any sort of video where a video gets copyright claimed, just because you gave credit to the artists does not mean that it gives you the right to be able to use it at any given time. It's a good habit to get into. I always make sure to give credit to the artists. However, when I'm disputing my claims, I will not go in and say, you should remove my copyrights because I gave credit to the artist. That they don't give a shit about that. In all honesty, they really don't. So what you're going to do now is, right here, my dispute isn't based off of any of the reasons above. I would still like to dispute the content ID claim. You're just going to go over to this box and you're going to click it. Once you do that, you're going to hit continue. And now you'll get an option here for like what's the reasoning behind why you want to remove the copyright claim. There are a bunch of different options. Typically, if you're going to be releasing like a cover, I would probably click copyright exceptions such as fair use, right? Because fair use, it's basically, the summary of it is, if you're filing anything under fair use, it's because it's for the purpose of releasing a cover, releasing a reaction video, releasing a lyric video, stuff like that. Like, that's mostly where it's going to fall under. License, obviously, if you're another company that has a license to use this song, that is where you would use the song or the contents of your video, you'd click that. Original content, typically when you're disputing a copyright claim, the only time you're really ever going to hit original content is if it's your own song or your own video that you'd be able to have this under a logistical thing. For me, I don't. So what I normally do is I just click copyright exception such as fair use. Once you click that, it's going to have the white circle in the middle. That's what you want. That's how you know that it's been selected. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go over and click continue. Make sure you read this, right? Fair use, each case is different. There is no magic formula to determine whether you're protected by an exception to copyright, such as fair use or fair dealing. In general, courts look at the degree in which you transform the original content into something new and unique. You may want to get some legal advice if you're uncertain about disputing. That is a very good suggestion from YouTube. If you are still unsure as to what fair use is, do your research, Google it, make sure you know the full extent of what fair use or fair dealing is, because it is a very important thing to know when you are in fact filing under fair use. Types of reuse that may be okay is parroting or commenting on an original work may be protected by an exception to copyright, such as fair use or fair dealing. Examples include reviewing a song or playing short clips to illustrate your argument. Again, for me, that's the only reason why I always use fair use for my reasoning, because I'm reacting or reviewing to the song. I'm not here spreading hate. I'm not here to really rip an artist off or anything like that. I'm simply here giving my overall thoughts and opinions of a song, so I always file under fair use. Common misconceptions about fair use. Giving credit to the original copyright owner doesn't mean that you have infringed, haven't infringed their rights, and your video isn't protected just because you don't monetize it. Keep in mind, many countries have a specific set of exceptions to copyright which are different from fair use. That's another really good point, because certain areas of the world might have a lot stronger fair use rules than what my country does, so that's why it's definitely important to do your research in the respected country that you live in. So once you've read all this and you know what your intentions are, you're just going to go and you're going to click, I believe my video is protected under fair use, fair dealing, or similar exceptions to copyright. Again, same thing. You're going to click that box. It's going to create a check mark, and you're going to go and click continue. Now this is where you really need to pay attention. Types of reuse. There are so many different options. A promotional video, remix or a mashup, reaction video, dance video, educational video, entertainment, gameplay, has background music, lyric video, news report, non-profit use, review, song parody, commentary, other. All of these are valid reasons under fair use. That's why they pop up here. I'm always going to hit reaction video. If you're releasing a cover or you're remixing something, then you're probably likely going to hit remix or mashup. If you're doing a news report and the song is in the news report, that's what you would click. Song parody, I believe that could also be a cover as well, but song parody, you're using the beat and you're changing the lyrics. That's what I'm kind of getting from that. Depending on what kind of thing you're planning on doing with your video, strongly recommend going through and making sure that you're selecting the right option. Lyric videos have their own thing. So if you're making a lyric video, you click lyric video. It's self-explanatory. Gameplay. Let's say a song's playing in the background and you get a copyright claim, but you're releasing a game video, right? So you would click gameplay. Entertainment, it all falls under whatever you're trying to do. So for me, I'm doing reaction video. Now it's going to ask you to give a reasoning. It's going to ask you, why do you believe that this claimed content should be excluded and should be allowed to not be monetized on your channel? So, you give a brief description. For me, I just write, I believe this video falls under fair use for reaction / view purposes. I am in no way trying to rip the artists or parties involved off in any way. I am simply here giving my overall thoughts and opinions in this video. Actually, in this reaction video. This is why it falls under fair use or fair dealing. When you're doing these kind of claims, it is very important that you specifically state why you're disputing these things. I'm disputing it because it's a reaction video. I'm simply giving my thoughts and opinions of the song. I'm not trying to spread hate. I'm not trying to rip the artist off. Nothing of the sorts, right? So that's why I say that. Once you have your reasoning written out for whatever your video is falling under, you're going to go and you're going to click these 3 boxes. My video does not infringe anyone's copyright. Check that off. I understand that the claimant will be able to review my video and dispute rational. Highlight that. What that means is they still have a right to go back and say no. They don't want to release this copyright. They have a right to do that. Another thing to mention is when you're disputing something, it's really important that you make sure your reasoning is valid and it's actually under the category that is meant for the purpose of your video. If you can dispute as many things as you want, you will not get a copyright claim or a copyright strike. When you go to appeal something, which I will discuss in a future video, if for whatever reason they decide that your appeal is not important, it can result in a copyright strike. If you get 3 copyright strikes, your channel is terminated. You want to be really careful when you're doing an appeal to make sure that it is in fact 100% true. Disputing your claim doesn't result in copyright claims. I've been doing it for years and I've never had a copyright strike. Again, it's when you go to appeal something is when you can run into an issue. So now what you do after, I wanted to get that out of the way, but now you're just going to click the 3rd thing and then you're going to do your signature. I'm going to move my camera over just so you guys don't see my full name. So you want to make sure to use your full legal name. So I've got my name in there. I'm going to now hit the submit button right here, right? You click submit. Now that you've clicked submit, as you can see here, this just says that the dispute was submitted. They have up to 30 days to review and get back to you on what that is. YouTube does not review content ID disputes. The claimant now has 30 days to review your dispute. We'll send you an email to let you know the outcome. So what this means is after you do your dispute, YouTube is no longer responsible for this. This goes directly to the company that has put the copyright claim on your channel. They have 30 days to get back to you. So now, as you can see, this one here on the very bottom says dispute under review. What I just did, you're going to go through and do to every single thing that falls under your video, right? So if you have 20 of these, you have to do 20 of these. Have one of them, well, good luck, you've only got to do 1. If you have 50, then you have to do 50. You have to go through and select dispute for every single one and go through that process every single time without fail. Otherwise, this song might possibly get the claim removed off of it and you might be able to monetize those 2 minutes for that song. But this one up here, this one won't be allowed to get monetized. This one won't be allowed to get monetized. You have to make sure that you dispute every single thing that your video falls under. Now, I know I didn't go too much in depth with what each thing means, but that's because it falls under you guys. It falls under what your channel is about. And I can't answer to everybody because I only know my certain thing because that's what I do on my channel. If you guys have any further questions, do feel free to let me know in the comments below. I hope this video really helped. I think I went a bit more in depth this time around than I did the last time. And again, questions or concerns, you can reach me on any of my social medias. The links are down in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.